2022, what can I say? It was 365 days of too much and yet not enough. Certain things may have extended to get out of hand, perhaps even run away. And other things have fallen together, maybe easily, maybe after smashing them to bits. But when trying to become measurably better at something, it can be encouraging to look on your progress through the passage of time and see how much less cringe you have become at that thing, which is what I'm doing for all of the art I posted for 2022.
Let's jump right into January of 2022. This was my entry into the original character gala, vampire themed, hosted on Twitter. I did my D&D character, Jael, along with her backstory love interest. I love you, Farron, you're perfect. I had just received the mobile art studio for Christmas, and I was eager to learn how to handle it and get used to Photoshop on the iPad, because that's what I already had access to. So I got a slew of brush packs to try out and attempted all the exciting things. Sexy partner dancing pose, Latin ballroom costuming, braided hair, lighting, color, the works. Not a portfolio piece, but pretty decent to start with, I think. This kind of set the baseline for the rest of the year for non-speed work. The next notable piece came out in March, the conclusion of the year-long Tourist's Guide to Wildmount project from the Artists Guild of Exandria, or AGE, Discord server. I had joined the server midway through the tourist project, so I missed out on spring and summer, but I did get to do fall in 2021, and of course I had to be part of the thrilling conclusion. My assignment ended up being Lifestyle of the Vermis Outpost, and I decided on a bit of a story for these two triplets of off-duty soldiers. 3 in red are getting their food in the galley, one being a bit too drunk and another being mad about it, while the orc guy notices the orc girl entering. 3 in white are just coming into the ship from outdoor duties, the goblin taking the drunk guy's food, the elf and orc gal maybe having a flirty moment, and then the orc guy at the table probably has a crush on the orc gal. Very different stylistically, much softer shading, a general setting but with a strong outdoor light source. And the original file has the option to turn the steam into text so that it becomes a gig poster. Probably my biggest project of the year, in June I finally finished the Essek Thalas screen print art. Fully vector, and aside from some thumbnails and color comps, it was done entirely in Illustrator. The lines are assets that I made myself, and the patterns and textures are all separate things I've collected since college. I'm very proud of this, though this is really only a print preview, not the final piece. This was made with screen printing in mind, and it's something I would like to screen print at some point with my own custom silver ink and supplies. Harkening back to my art goals of 2023 video, one product line I'm considering is a series of screen prints of Critical Role characters, possibly of other NPCs, like Gilmore or Estros. Screen prints are a lot of work with my home setup, so I may need to build more of an audience before committing to that level. Overall, I'm very happy with how Essek came out, and I'd like to do more of it. July brought me to my first speed art round in a while, Art Fight. I joined with a bunch of people from the AGE server and exchanged character art for team points. Lots of fun. Some of these I banged out in a day, most took several days to make, but all were experiments in some way, and I learned to be a better artist in some small but noticeable things. Next up was another AGE special, Beyond the Divine Gate, the Exandrian Deities project, the absolute largest AGE project to date. I ended up getting Grovel Thrash, the sentient weapon created by Torog the Crawling King. The design has a bit of storytelling going on. I went with a more realistic Warhammer design with a longer handle, smallish head, a decorative spike on top, and the business ends shaped like actual historical Warhammers. Art-wise, I tried to get some forced perspective going on with 2 different light sources, and style-wise, I went with the fully painted approach. I tried to really get the feel of it being carved entirely from obsidian, and also that the screaming faces, which would normally be decorative, kind of come to life and writhe around the hammer when the magic is being activated. This piece in particular felt like my painting skills were starting to click into place. It felt like I leveled up when I was done. Very happy with Grovel Thrash here. October brought 2 finished pieces. The first was this golden pheasant for the Ko-fi Discord server gift exchange. I learned more about bird anatomy and a little bit more about rendering feathers, though there are so many kinds of feathers between shapes, colors, and patterns. There's so much left to learn from these animals. Then came the last big piece of the year, of which I have a video partially done, but you'll get a preview behind the curtain here. The Creature Menagerie project, again from the Age server. Here I made two versions, one of just the Will-O-Wisp creatures, and the other this full-on fan art from Campaign 2, where the Mighty Nine do a favor for the infamous gentleman. So I got to take my recently upgraded painting skills and tried joining that with a special effects technique I learned back in 2021, and tried as a stepping stone in art fight. Additionally, I did a whole setting, partially obscured in the darkness of the underground nature of it, and that seemed to come out pretty well for having no 3D reference. The attacking Will-O-Wisp came out really nicely. I'm glad I didn't go with a regular lightning look for it, but rather a lightning-ish effect using the same smudging technique as the regular Will-O-Wisp shapes. But overall, I'm the most proud of how Ford's scared face came out. It felt like my painting skills just got a profoundly bit better. Is it perfect? Of course not, but it gives credence to the classical progression of painting skills. Studies, still life, people, and eventually entire scenes of interactions between organic life and their surroundings in effective compositions with realistic lighting and atmospheric effects in believable yet perpetually compelling storytelling pictures. Anyway, the full video for this will be coming out next, though I don't have an exact date yet. Smack that subscribe button so you don't miss when that comes out. And of course, wrapping up 2022 with all of the art for Vlogmas. Definitely more of a speed painting approach to this set. Some skill builders, and some of that skill is in managing tech troubles behind the scenes. Not my strong suit, I really gotta work on future-proofing that. I decided having my dice sets do all of the decision making for me would be fun because I hate making decisions. I also hate feeling like I have no choice, so I guess I like being involved in decision making but not pounding the gavel, as it were. I ignored anything that wasn't possible or that I had already done, but otherwise just had fun with it. I tried things, and since I made them so close together, I could immediately try improving on something that I got wrong in the previous one. It's been a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it. And I also learned how to make videos a bit faster, and that was also a learning curve. But I figured it out.
Thank you so much for joining me on these 13 days of Vlogmas Vidmas Vlonica. I hope your days are very merry and bright in this season and in the new year. Please bop the like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on my next videos that I'll be making for 2023. And have a super duper new year!